Economistas falam com tanta propriedade e convicção, com pontos de vista totalmente opostos. Afinal, é tudo uma questão de retórica? Não quis se identificar.
I think I just got a question that I wanted to avoid, and that is about the free banking debate among Austrian economists. I do not think it's just a question of rhetoric. I think here there is a real difference between Austrian economists. It should be faced openly and debated in a civil manner, and I think it has been. And that is whether on a free market we would have banks that held only a fraction of their depositors' funds in trust and lent the rest out, or banks would be forced to act as warehouses, or banks would, let me rephrase that, be contractually obliged to act as warehouses and to store the depositors' funds. One thing I would like to stress is that there's been a lot of debate on the ethical or legal point of difference between these two views. But what I have not seen much of, and what I think is beginning to happen now, is that we begin to analyze the economic aspects. I personally favor 100% reserves, so I'll reveal my bias there. And I think one of the problems with the free banking position is that, sure, anything that's consensual, people should be free to do. But I don't think that that position confronts the fact that all market activity is nested or is founded on contracts. And contracts have to be meaningful to be enforceable. That's one point. The second point is, let's say there are contracts that are made that allows only a fraction of reserves to be held, that both parties explicitly understand this is going to be the case. What we learned from the currency school and from Mises was that even banks that are free to compete against one another but only hold fractional reserves, they can cause booms. And these booms will inevitably result in busts, regardless of whether the boom is fueled by a central bank or it's fueled by simple inflation through lending of fractional reserve banks. So I think this may very well, from my point of view, be the weakness in the fractional reserve argument.
Agora eu vou fazer a última pergunta ao professor Salerno, a pergunta do Cristiano Quioca, do Instituto Mises Brasil. Ele diz o seguinte: Mises e Rothbard foram grandes system builders. O senhor vê o futuro da escola austríaca se direcionar para a especialização, para temas mais específicos, ou continuar como system builders?
That's a very good question. The questioner points out that up to this point, or up until very recently, the Austrian School of Economics has been a school of great system builders. The questioner mentions Rothbard and Mises, but of course we could say the same thing about Baumgartner and Menger. And in my opinion, this will change. Rothbard and Mises comes along once every few generations. I don't see any on the horizon, but in some sense, we don't need them right now. Okay, I'm not saying that we couldn't use the Rothbard and Mises, but what we must do now is to really catch up with their system. In other words, fill in the system and apply it to explaining economic events in this age of interventionism. So, in answer to the questioner, I do see, with more and more people coming into Austrian economics, more specialization in the good sense. That is, you know the overall system, okay, and then you use parts of the system that are relevant to apply to the various problems in the real world that need to be solved as they come up. Okay, so specialization in that sense I welcome, and I do foresee it occurring.
Thank you. Eu vou pedir aplausos para o professor Salerno. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you.